I actually got
a friend.
No, no friends. No, when they talked about like getting the what do you call it when
best sportsmanship.
Yeah, best sportsmanship. I was like, none of us is ever gonna win that because you're like sitting like this from the half, like the second half of every game. It's like, okay, and like I challenge you, whatever, and I'm like getting angry and stuff, and like.
Hello heretics and welcome to Trench Talk. Today we have an old world special. We've been at a tournament today.
Yes.
For the first time in 1 year?
Yeah. We haven't even like had our own tournaments for maybe we had that big one last year.
The old world
first grand tournament.
Yeah, the first grand tournament in the world.
Yes.
Proud of that.
And then we went to like a big old world, the Fanatic in Umeå. Like it's 2 times a year.
Yeah.
But since then, so that was it was a year ago.
A year ago, yeah.
Didn't you play 40k or something on a tournament? No?
Maybe.
But
we're big Warhammer fantasy fans. I only play Chaos Dwarfs though. I have the Warhammer Armies Project book for Chaos Dwarfs in 8th edition. Yeah. Great book. The Tamal Khan book with the Chaos Dwarfs, among other teams.
Like the real armor book.
Yeah. And for Old World, Chaos Dwarf Online made this book, which has like all the PDF teams in it. Yeah. And you can download that PDF and print yourself if you like on chaosdwarfonline.com.
Yeah, because like before Trench Crusade, Old World was the game you were like focusing on.
Yeah, and before that 8th edition.
Yeah, kinda.
And before that Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and you had some like detours.
Yeah. Yeah, we always we always tried every Games Workshop game.
Yeah.
Necromunda, Middle-earth, 30k.
We tried so much to like Old World when it got out, when it got released.
But the rules are a messy mess.
Yeah, it's almost like the opposite of Trench Crusade in some ways.
Yeah. It's a very confusing book to read. Like, I remember spending weeks on preparing for the first tournament, just clarifications on different rules, and there are still things that aren't clear. Like today,
I still think I ruled on that tournament. The first tournament, I still think I ruled things wrong on that tournament, just because I didn't know. Like only because I played some rules in a way. Like I played some rules maybe like in 8th edition. But when you look. And it's like when you look it up in the book, there's still like there's no explanation for it. So I still don't know if I'm right, but it's like it's easier to play it the
8th edition way.
No, it's almost easier to play it like the way you want to. But yeah, because like characters blocking, like in 8th edition, if there's 8 characters in front of you, you have to fight the characters. You can't fight the unit.
No.
But how is it in Old World?
Don't ask me.
No, don't ask me either, because I don't know. But I think everyone is like, as long as you don't talk about it, you can fight the unit.
Yeah.
You don't have to fight the character.
Well, there was one thing during this tournament where multiple units were in the same combat. So one was in the rear and one was in the front. And it was like, when you kill models with one combat, the guy on the rear isn't anymore in base contact with anything.
Yeah.
So it has to move towards it like a free move.
Yeah, so and then the other unit blocked it for you.
Yeah, and it's blocked and nobody knows what the hell what to do. And it's just I just felt
things like that.
God damn it!
They already solve things like that. That's the worst part. Rules like that is in the older rule books, especially 8th edition. Even if it's not like maybe it's not the best solutions in 8th edition, but still. The only thing is like, as long as you know how to play it, I think that's the worst part about Old World right now. It's like there's no way to find out how you play some rules, because it's like a very competitive role-playing game that you have to communicate with your opponent, because it's like so much what you say, unclear rules.
Yeah.
But still, it's a very competitive game, because fantasy players are competitive players in some way. So it's a bit confusing sometimes.
I thought my games would be fast because I made a fast list with Chaos Dwarfs. I had like we used the square-based comp document, which made like the PDFs teams a little bit more fun with different variations on units and stuff like that. And I made an army with only melee, no shooting, no magic, Chaos Dwarfs. And I thought it would be fast, but like hardly I finished it in 3 hours. Like one game was only 2 hours, but like I had the only thing I did was move, charge, fight, nothing else. But that still took 3 hours.
But that's the same for me. But I think we completed our games because we had lists like that. If we had magic, shooting, blah blah, then we wouldn't complete the games. Then we would be stuck on turn 4 or something. Because now I was wiped every game before turn 6. So I mean, the biggest difference is if you look at other tournament games, people don't never complete the games. We like in 3 hours we still completed all our games, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's I still think Old World is a really fast game compared to
40k maybe.
And Age of Sigmar, I think.
Yeah, I haven't played 3rd edition enough to know.
Like it's like okay, 40k for sure is a much slower game. But yeah, I don't know Age of Sigmar actually. But they still play with like chess clocks and things like that to complete the games.
Yeah, they do.
So yeah,
like if we had a chess clock in this tournament, I think some games would be like I had played 40 minutes and the other guy played 2 hours.
Yeah, and I feel like and I think that when you play an arm like this, it's like it's almost to let your opponent play their game, and to let us or like myself sit back and relax and drink coffee when they are like thinking about their magic missiles and vortexes and hexes and things like that, and I can just like next turn I will charge if he doesn't stop me.
I met one Daemon list. You also met this list that had a lot of magic in it, with vortexes and hexes and like they hit the random movement. Hexes is towards that way. No, it's magic resistance. Oh,
yeah. My Chaos Lord had like 3 debuffs on in one turn, just because he wanted to kill him. He only had 1 wound left, but he was like, if I don't kill him, he needs to be like. He couldn't charge, he was stupid, he had reduced toughness and weapon skill. And he died.
Basically not a unit.
No, he was not a Chaos Lord anymore. Just evolved. But what do you think? Okay, as I said, about Trench Crusade. So you think because you are thinking about playing Trench Crusade as a tournament?
We tried it. Like the last event was not a campaign.
Yeah.
It was... like a proper tournament, and people could bring whatever they wanted to bring, and we had on and off games, and people just took whatever they got, and I myself didn't plan to take the worst of the worst, but I think you can easily look into it by the TTS community. Like they have a lot of tournaments, and
in Trench Crusade,
and in like Tabletop Simulator you can easily like I want that model, that model, boop, and you have it. So it's very easy to make the worst of the worst. It's just a click away. And you can look at those lists and compare with what people paint for in physical. It's very different.
Okay.
And I've seen like the rules discussions on the TTS Discord versus like the discussions about the game in the other Discord. They are wild. I don't know what they're talking about almost because they have such another mindset about the game. And it's interesting.
Yeah, I guess because it's so easy to take. Like, I'm gonna try taking 15 assassins
and
see what happens, and then if you play like that, you will notice like the what's good and bad very fast. But still, I think the one problem with Old World compared to French Crusade, 40k to Sigmar, and Middle Earth and 40k is that because in Old World, the thing that you should play is the worst. Like infantry is the worst, and when you play it, you have to play in a line. So it's like you can never have. Like if I made Old World, my main goal would be to make infantry overpowered, and that they should be in a 20 block. That would be like my only goal would be in a competitive game. There will be 3 units of 20 infantry.
To make it look good as well.
To make it look to make it look good, and it's like because they fail with that, every game will feel bad in some way.
Yeah, it's like we said hundreds of times, but not on this channel. But it's pretty much an easy fix. Old World, like fix step up.
Just make
like 8th edition infantry, and you have to be in base contact, and you can step up and fight in 2 ranks. Fix
and just don't have horde, like because people didn't like horde because you had to have like 40 blocks. But just don't make you fight in 3 ranks. Just remove the horde rule. And still the things about in 8th edition, if you were large, you were always like you could like you were stubborn basically. If you outnumbered the enemy, just remove those 2 rules and make you able to play in blocks. That would make the game so fun for me. Like just to be able to think about taking
infantry again.
A unit of Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Just to be like when I'm thinking about building and painting stuff, instead of being like, can I even play like this cool unit? Because in 8th edition, even if things was like shit, was like bad, maybe a unit was overpriced. That unit will still like function in the game. You can say take it, and in the right, even if it was like overpriced, it still worked. Like a unit of dwarves with great weapons could still walk around and fight stuff.
And you could still like sometimes it's swingy. Like a Fantasy 8th edition was swinging. Sometimes like a hero would charge you and they missed everything, and now you hit back with your infantry and you killed them. But that's not the case. Things aren't as swingy in Old World, and you basically have a unit of nothing. And if you don't play objectives like we did today, they accomplish absolutely nothing. They just cost point and they die before they have a chance to hit back every time.
And you're so mobile because in some of the rank and flank games, there's a bit of more like almost like chess-like. You can like block. I know you don't play like that so much, but in older games you could like block lanes. You can like shaft stuff. But in older you get so many reforms. Like it can almost be bad for you to block. To like
it feels like a car park. Like I can't move.
For you. And also they can like reform. They can destroy it and reform. So I don't know. So we're a bit rambling about every game. So this will be a fun episode for people that've been in the hobby for 20 years. Maybe.
But we played Warhammer Old World for 11 hours today. So sorry if we're a bit tired.
And I painted until
4 a.m. last night.
And my kids woke up at 6.
So do you have any finishing thoughts before we call it a day?
I still think kind of like, for me it's like this. If I compare Old World and French Crusade, I think for me, I think it's a really good skirmish game to play with your friends. I like the rules. I really like the rules. But for me, I don't like the setting so much. If those rules was like the kill team rules for 40k, I think I would kill. Then I would play kill team 40k. with like orcs or something.
Yeah. If Trench Crusade rules was in any Warhammer setting, it would slay. Like it would be their best game ever.
I think so too.
Like Mordheim.
But if it was like Mordheim. But for me, I'm so like stuck in the Warhammer world.
Yeah, the Warhammer setting.
And I've been stuck in there for so long. Because an old world for me is the opposite way. If that was for me, old world is like almost like Age of Sigmar for me. If that was another setting, I couldn't think about it.
No.
If that was like
Infinity.
If Age of Sigmar and old world was like, I don't know, say a fan.
Infinity.
So Infinity. I would never play it.
No.
I would even no one could make me play it.
No.
Because I would like, if I compared it to the other games I played, I would like be like, this is double turn.
Yeah.
It's about double turn Age of Sigmar. This is shit. My whole army got destroyed because even if I know like when you play it, you can work around it. And the same with Old World. Of course, you can work around all these crazy rules. But a normal game. If you're playing like a normal game, you will come up with situations that just feel bad and they could be avoided in the rules so easily. They made it... The Old World, for me, have really bad rules, I think.
Yeah.
That's all. But the setting, the army lists...
The setting is the most amazing.
Yeah, and the army lists are really good, I think. The themes of the army lists are so cool. Like, I would love to play those... And
like the books are amazing. Like...
Yeah.
And like you said, when Trench Crusade has a book in store, it will be very much more easily to get people into it because books are important.
Yeah,
and like the feel of...
I feel Trench Crusade in some way. They gained some players with their setting.
Yeah.
And they also lost some players because it's unique, I think. But it's still very hard to swallow in some ways, I think. Yeah,
you have to be like the vibes. Like you have to like the vibes. And that's a certain type of people. Like Middle-earth is one vibe, Warhammer is one vibe, 40k is one, and Trench Crusade is not like entirely other. And like as you said with like Trench Crusade rules, that could have been one-page rules.
Yeah.
And I would never ever play it because that's a nothing setting for me. Like one-page rules. What? Like I don't know anything about it because I don't want to know anything about it.
It's the same for me. And we still have people. We have one person in the lore, gaming club that loves those rules. Yeah.
But Trench Crusade setting for me is super interesting, and but the rules are also very very compelling, which makes it. Even though it's what do you call?
Yeah, you love the setting and the rules, so that's like a perfect combination for you.
Yeah, but the game is not huge. Like I can't find a game like I could Age of Sigmar.
But maybe you should But maybe you can. I think doing having like this week, let's say a monthly Trench Crusade day. As long as you yourself must. The thing is, you still have to have like a core of players that is there because you can't like have it yourself and no one comes there. But if you have like a core, maybe a different person from different groups that play, maybe you can like grow it in some way. Yeah,
but I think it will grow by itself when the book is out. Like I won't
Do you think it will like be in gaming stores? The book will it sell in gaming stores? Like will they sell it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that will grow the game a lot, I think.
Yeah, because like if Legion and X-Wing and like that those are Star Wars settings, but Malifaux or what's another game? Like Oathmark and like if those can be in stores and people play, then absolutely Trench Crusade will.
And I think. The problem with miniature gaming is like they are almost like MMORPGs. People are so sensitive to how many people are playing. like people are very sensitive. Like a board game, you can buy a board game and play it one time, and you will still buy it, and maybe you can wait 3 years to play it.
Yeah.
But I think with the same way with MMO, like if you compare MMORPGs to single-player games, single-player game you can buy it and play it. It's like a 15-year-old game, and you can still enjoy it. But if it's online, but that's because you have to have someone to play.
Yeah, like people are with Path of Exile. It's dead game. Only 200,000 players right now. Like
and that's miniature games too, I think.
Yeah,
because it isn't enough to play it with one person. It isn't enough to play it with like the one you live with once every 2 months, because you have. But some, no.
Some people do though, like, and are content with only playing with their spouse or like their children.
But I love the thing about one-page rules.
Yeah.
Or like Oathmark. Oathmark I think has really good rules.
Yeah.
It's like a. I don't know. Yeah, but it's like a functioning game where the whole game is built around having blocks of units that fight each other. But if it was the opposite way, if Old World had one-page massive battle rules, if that was Old World, and one-page rules had the Old World rules, it would be like people just look at the rules and be like, who came up with this? Why would anyone play this when Old World have so good? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's really like that. The name is worth so much to a game.
It's like that meme that you sent the other day with know your human. The human resources meme, like hello.
Yeah. And, what was the meme?
I don't know. It was like a good-looking guy coming in. You know, oh, you're so sweet. That's Warhammer. Yeah. And like any other game, hello, human resources.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, but also because like Warhammer players also like what you say, like they are talking. It's like a culture of talking down. Even if it's like 30k, then people are like, "Oh, you're one of those people," and like you're old, you're like
rich,
Nazi. You're a white supremacist. It's like it's very bad when you're just like playing the game, and you're like maybe converted to plastic miniatures, and you're not rich, and you're not buying Forge World.
You're still a white supremacist. No,
but I mean, like, there's I don't know what it is about. But I think Trent said will have to work to get out of
that vibe. Yeah, the stereotype.
Also, that stereotype. Now I don't know about your fans, but I'm thinking about. I wonder what players are playing. If it's like people are like the older games who like Trent Crusade. But that's also but Trent Crusade is nothing like the older Warhammer games. It's much more streamlined and less complicated.
Yeah, even compared to Mordheim.
Yeah. Like a lot, and like compared to Necromunda, which we have tried to play.
Yeah, several.
But it's like that's also an insane game.
Yeah, even more so than Old World to get into it.
So, like, it's insane.
I have 20 books, and that's not even all of them at home.
Yeah, and that's. They make it really hard for you to start playing, and even that's also a game where the gameplay, just moving your miniatures, is like torturous almost. You get stopped by the rules from doing anything. Like you cannot move there. No, you try to shoot.
Have you done a cool ship? Have you done a check?
Yeah, and like now I shoot you back, and you fell down. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, and my weapons rules are in one.
Yeah,
a book where the only thing in that book is for me is that weapon.
Yeah,
and it's like it's so hard to play.
Yeah,
and people still play that game.
Yeah, but that's because the setting is the coolest shit there is.
Yeah, like Necromunda is a very good setting.
Yeah,
and that game would also be impossible to play if it was one-page rules.
Oh, imagine now I want to convert the rules from French Crusade into Necromunda. Yeah, and I just play with Necromunda minis and like that would be so fun.
I have been thinking about that with like MESP, Middle Earth Strategy Battle.
Yeah,
MESP. But that because I love those rules for like heroes fighting each other.
Yeah.
And that if that was like Age of Sigmar for me, and it was like Age of Sigmar, like when Sigmar was alive, and like barbarian warlords and Sigmar and dwarves and orcs fought each other with small war bands. I think that would be like a very good game.
Yeah, for sure.
But so there like good rules. Maybe that's the good thing about games like one-page rules, because they are like using their rules. I'm thinking that they are like maybe have some commonalities between the different types of games. But there's nothing wrong with like using the same good rules to play different settings. I think.
No. Like Dungeons and Dragons rule set. You can make different stuff in it.
Some of it's kind of strange that you're so stuck with the setting for, like with Trench Crusade, a really good game, but you're stuck with a setting. I mean, and some people like the setting, but it's strange sometimes you can't play the game. You have like miniatures and stuff, but you're so locked into the theme that you cannot use your miniatures to play. Like with good rules, you have to use like the crazy. Yeah, Necromunda would be perfect to play if you just had like a Necromunda gang, and there was like an official gang. Let's say they made like a sci-fi gang mod to Trench Crusade. That would be so nice to play. Like just to be able. Sometimes it's just nice to be able to use your miniatures. And not be so like, as you are saying when you're playing these games, the Games Workshop games, to not be like tired from playing, from like 30k or something. Like every time you play, you're so like exhausted.
And like the best I can be is not sad. Like I never walk away from a game or like tournament anymore and be like happy and filled with energy and feel like I want to do this next weekend.
No, the only game I felt that with was Middle-earth.
Age of Sigmar.
No, I was like.
For me, it's Age of Sigmar.
Are you? No, but you're
in the glory days.
But you're not remembering, right? You were so angry and sad when you played the Sigmar because you only wanted to win, and if you didn't win the game, you were like looking out over streets and like sitting alone. And just breathing because you were so sad and wanted to throw your arm in the bin that you painted for
a week.
Yeah, but I guess if you go into it, if the winning was the important thing, I guess
I always wanted to do it again. I wanted to do a new army and do it again. Like it was
that's
very
a good
driven.
Thing, then.
Yeah. I'm not driven at all for like 30k or.
No, but I think we have ruined it for you. Like me and Niklas, I guess, because we are changing the games we play, or maybe it feels that way. But we are just playing like 3 games, but maybe it feels like we're changing
every time. Yeah.
But I guess because you only do it when there's like we are some friends that getting together and we're going to play one game of this, and then it's so many rules to take in at the same time. And the last time you played it was 1 year ago.
Yeah.
I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
And you like to be, when you're into a game and play it every week, there's such like a difference.
Yeah,
it's so much easier to play.
Yeah. Yeah. This has been a good therapy session.
Yeah. But about the tournament, should we talk about the tournament?
Yeah.
We are talking about it. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was really nice. I didn't know who... There's like a new guy who's like tries to build...
New guy in town.
Yeah, and he tries to build like a community around Old World.
Yeah,
super nice. Do you know him? Or?
No, but I think like he moved into him like after the grand tournament, and he like right away like, is anyone playing Old World? And
oh yeah, and he talked to us. He tried to message us.
Yeah, so he took over the mantle a little bit. I think I feel like it was not nice that somebody did.
Yeah,
and I think he smashed it like this tournament.
And I think he made these missions.
Yeah, he made them, and the comp and everything was written very well. I think.
And he did it because it wasn't like square based, like Rob Don's war game.
No, not only that. No.
Okay. But it was Renegade stuff. But But first I thought he like took the whole package from another tournament, but I think he made it himself.
Yeah. So we can explain like all world players and non-all world players. Like basically missions doesn't have objectives like 40k or Age of Sigmar does, but he kind of made objectives, and like if you have infantry in a corner of the map, you get like victory points from that instead of like kill points only.
But there still was like kill points.
Yeah.
But I think that's Warhammer Fantasy. I feel like an old world. The main objective is to kill the opponent, and that's such a big part because the game is so complicated that killing your opponent is like a big. It's still interesting.
Yeah. It's like the first X-Wing edition. Like everybody loved X-Wing and everybody played X-Wing. It was just about maneuvering and having fun.
Yeah.
And then when X-Wing version 2 came out with objectives, people like, what the hell is this shit? Like, and now it's dead. It's officially dead.
But I kind of felt that with some of this. I thought the one where you just were holding squares. I thought that was. I know you didn't like it.
But I was owned by, like, you only had to have infantry to hold them, and he had like five Furies that flew very fast. Around my infantry, like in a circle around, so I could never get his 5 with my 30, and we counted as the same, even though
exactly. The objective was only to have an infantry unit in every quarter, and it didn't matter if
I had more.
It wasn't like an objective. The objective was a standard, not to like control it.
And I felt that was a little bit like my infantry block cost 400 points, and his cost 60 points.
But as I said to you, if you play more missions like that, it kind of opens up to have those like smaller, more maneuverable units that fight each other on like the flanks and things like that. And I think that's kind of cool. One problem was I had no infantry unit, so it was like I didn't play any mission. Yeah, it was only kill each other, and one person I played didn't either have any, so we just. But that didn't matter. It somehow kind of. I don't know if I even like missions. Like somehow I feel like I like just to play a game. When you play, I feel like if you're a competitive player, I think you want that change a bit more, like to freshen things up. But for us who haven't played in a year almost, I feel like I could have just played a normal like battle line, like straight ahead, 3 times. I would need like a tutorial map, like in when you play a first-person game, like press W to move forward. I needed one of those games. But I had one game like that. I played one game like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that was good. But before that, I hadn't played in like I don't know. Yeah. But still people were asking me stuff. And that was kind of nice because it's just nice that people ask me. And then I had to like start thinking about the game again. Like on the tournament. But it's still like sometimes you just don't know things. Yeah. Like I'm just saying stuff. Yeah. Maybe it's this way. And I feel like I don't want to learn this anymore. Like I don't want to know the rules about this game because I feel like I won't play this again. But you gave up. You actually gave up with Overworld after when the summer. So we played in this. We have like this club where we played, and everyone played Overworld. Yeah. Or like we had a group of like 10 people at least. We played every week, almost, and everyone painted the Overworld, and then like the summer vacation came, and after that, no one played Overworld anymore. And for me it was like the charges, the line hammer, because in this game you are infantry that wants to stand in a line. And that's you don't need to be in base contact. It's like the most effective, the most offensive way. Like in the previous edition, you had to stand like 10 wide, then you could fight in one more rank, and then everyone's like, and in this edition, the infantry was very good. In this, is like infantry is very bad. Even if you abuse it, it's still bad. Yeah. So you gain little by being abusive of infantry, and I don't know. I feel it's too complicated. It's too complicated. And like the things you gain from the complicated rules isn't enough, I think.
Yeah, because if we compare with Trans Crusade, like which has the simplest rule I ever saw.
Yeah.
Like it's so easy to play and intro people into it.
Yeah.
But the mechanics are still.
Or you mean
very
like the tactics also? You can. Yeah.
You don't need to have
deep.
4 pages of keywords to like have a fun game where you can do cool things. It's very clear to me now, and I don't know like how they did it, but I just felt like after Trans Crusade came, and I've been at like a 40k day. I'm playing 40k. I played 30k, and now Old World, and maybe a little bit Age of Sigmar. But every time I felt like I played Trans Crusade.
Yeah, but I think the problem with the game structure games is that when you play them, you don't notice. Like when you know the game, you don't. When you play one game, because our problem is that we play all the games, and then every game is a bit different with rules.
Different enough.
Yeah, but still, and Trans Crusade you could play even like I haven't played Trans Crusade in 2 months maybe, and I still think I could play it pretty much right now.
Yeah.
Without looking up so many like rules. If I saw the stats on like my units, I could play it, I think. And the only problems I have with Trans Crusade is like when you do the missions, there are a bit unclear rules sometimes with like
in a campaign.
No, but also like the mission when they are like use this like mortar tower, and it's like where is the rule for the mortar tower? Things like that, I think. But that's just because it's like early access.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's a beta. The rulebook is free.
Yeah, it will be more clear when the book is out, I think.
I hope so. But that's so easy to fix it. Like, just look at the missions. Like, does the rulebook have all the information you need from the missions?
Yeah. Jag ska bara starta en ny.
Okay, Linus. Let's just start. What was your arm? What did you play? Just in quick.
Okay.
The thematic and what the list was.
I had a fighty Chaos Dwarf Lord on a Bale Taurus, which is like a flying monster.
Yeah.
I had 2 freeze of Kedai Fireborns, which is like a fire. It's a fire demon which is hammered into metal, and they kind
like
of
a fire elemental thing. Yeah.
And I had 2 blocks of the toughest Chaos Dwarfs there is. One with shield and one hand, and 1 block with great weapons. And they were 20 each and cost like 500 points each. And then I had a Chaos Giant, which did absolutely nothing in 3 games.
Yeah.
2 games it instantly died.
To what?
One was magic, and one was a Baron. Like a Britannia Baron, where like, don't kill. I don't know.
But they have that like instant kill monster rule.
It wasn't even that. He had like full rerolls.
Okay, just kill it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So and that Britannia Lord also had like I can fly wherever I want, and I can charge wherever I want.
That's a big problem with this game, I think.
Yeah, but like, most of the game is made of very square, and it's very hard to maneuver, except when it isn't, and you can fly wherever the fuck you want, like it's Age of Sigmar, and that's like cheat mode. I feel like in this.
But that was what I played.
You played that.
I played 5 characters, lone characters
that could 360 charge. Yeah, how did it go then? Like explain your list.
It was 3 bad characters that could run 360. and one big knight unit. And some chariots. But I had like 5 weak characters that couldn't win against anything.
But you played Warriors of Chaos.
Yeah.
I think your plan was to buff them with Eye of the Gods somehow.
Yeah, they're like Warriors of Chaos character can level up every turn.
Yeah.
And one is a negative thing, but others are positives. So the higher you get, the better. The higher numbers are permanent. So you can get like strength and weapon skill and things like that. I don't know if that was my plan, but that was what I wanted to happen.
Yeah.
And it did happen. But it's like 3 of the numbers are bad kinda. It's like just temporary buffs or negative. You get like stupid and get low leadership and things like that.
Yeah.
But this I only played. This was like just an easy to be able to play the game and not feel like bad all the time.
Yeah.
Because my well-painted Warriors of Chaos would just be owned by everything.
Yeah.
So now I just took like an easy list to play, and I didn't have any. I wasn't like invested in it in any way. It was just a shit list. That was fun to play, kinda, but like in no way it was like a Warhammer Fantasy army. It was 5 single characters that ran around fighting and stuff.
I saw that one of your mercenaries, like the model that you dropped 5 times and killed.
It was like a San Kentar Lord
in resin.
Yeah.
It was like the most cursed model, like glued in the most weird pose.
But he also have like a weird pose. He also has like his axe behind he stands on one leg. He's a big model standing on one leg.
Yeah.
In a strange pose with the axe on his back.
And he was a mercenary, so he had been drunk. He got drunk.
But he is Centaurs are like drunk in Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah.
He was a drunk. So every turn you have to roll on a table if it's like too shaken from the night before, or he gets like mad because he's drunk still or something. But also when you roll on the table, because Chaos characters can have like favor of the gods, so they can reroll the bad result, but he can do that. So if he rolls a 1, he also gets stupid. And also, because he's a mercenary, he can also... One game he also had been up drinking because he was a mercenary and didn't care about my campaign. So then he started stupid.
Yeah, great.
And also got drunk all the time and couldn't move. So yeah. So that my last game he went in a straight direction into a ruin.
Like
and then
ran into the wall all the time.
And the whole game until he died from shooting.
So like, where can people contact you to get pro tips on how to play?
But I won one game against this one. I won my first game.
I must also say I killed a lot of change with my fighter.
But we should look right now where we placed.
The tournament.
Talk about.
Okay. Yeah, my fighter had a dragon slaying sword, which means if you roll a 6 to wound, it instantly kills monsters. And I rolled 2 6s, in which he only saved against 1. So I got a lot of change insta kill, which was like 400, 500 points worth. And that made this day. That's like the only reason I'm not selling dwarves right now.
Yeah, but it was the same for me. I killed one turn. I had a character that was like the more hurt he got, the better it was at fighting.
Yeah.
And one match he killed like a dragon, which are the worst things in this game. And it's when you have like a shit list, the small things matter more. Because I got so far, I'm at 8th place. They aren't done yet. Yeah, maybe they are done. I think I'm at 8th place and you're at 8th place.
We're both at 8th place?
Yeah.
How?
We got the exact same
points.
Because I won the first, but you get more points. You get a little bit more points. I
got more losing than you got winning.
Yeah, but you got a little bit, some points in every game, and I got much the first, and then I have to play like against the 2 worst lists.
Yeah.
And you got better points against the demon list.
Yeah.
You got 9, I got 2.
Yeah, I was also 1 fucking pink horror from winning that game.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was this close to me winning a game today, actually. So
I think,
like my list that was made to be nice for myself to play.
Yeah, same with
was better than I imagined.
Same for me. But I played it. I think I played it. It was hard to know what I should do.
Yeah.
I just ran forward with everything, and I don't know. I don't know if I should have done that. Like that
sounds like a noob tactic.
Yeah, but if you have a list that can't play in any way, what can you do?
Yeah.
Maybe I was so much better in 8th edition, I don't know, because then you could then I used to refuse the flanks, like you use more drops to lure the opponent in one way and then deploy in the other.
Yeah.
But I think there are so much fast-moving units in this game.
Yeah.
I feel like even if I had every character somehow in one place, because you're fighting other characters, so it doesn't matter if you're if I double charge a Lord of Change, he challenges one of my characters, and then the other one is destroyed from combat resolution.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. But the only thing I can say is I think I'm going to the Fnatic, the big tournament in autumn. And then I'm gonna play one of my really bad lists, which I'm gonna get really hurt from losing with, because I like all the models and things like this. I knew this arm was really bad, so I didn't care. And for me, it was just fun to see what the characters could do, because it was a role playing. It was a Chaos hero party.
Yeah, you had your character sheets every game. What's he doing? Oh, he got +1 toughness.
And it was just fun to see what can 5 Chaos characters do in the game.
Not much.
Not so much. Not against the large characters.
Yeah. And people are, what can the Lord of Chaos do?
Yeah, exactly. But it's hard to, when you're just fighting those, against the first opponent, Beastman, who had a lot of smaller units. Then my characters was almost, they was equally good as a unit of gore, maybe. So it was a bit more 50-50 who would win. Yeah. Maybe I would win, or maybe he. Yeah. So that game I won pretty big, because I could use my different characters and multi-charge things. But I almost didn't meet units after that. I didn't have a chance to fight units.
Oh, people like heroes.
Yeah, and I was just. But the thing is, if I had that, a Chaos, 2 Chaos Warrior infantry blocks, 4 knights, some chariots, 1 battle sand and a wizard on foot, I would just be. I'm gonna try that, but I think I just would get total owned every game.
Destroyed.
Yeah. And it wouldn't even be fun like this list was.
Yeah. It's better either. I think you can go 2 ways when going to a tournament.
Yeah.
You either go 100% thematic and own it that you will lose every game. That's your mindset. Or you try your goddamn hardest and you won't be nice with the rules and let people get away with
but the problem is when you play like that, I think you lose so much. If you don't want to play like that, you lose. Then I also is it even worth to play the game? If I have to play in a way which makes me feel bad, what's the point of play? Is the maybe the game is too bad? Maybe the rules are too bad to play. For me, that was when I stopped playing to Sigmar. I only felt I'm just playing lists I don't want to play to win, because you couldn't play though
the other lists.
Army I thought was cool.
Yeah.
I kind of got sometimes you can find lists that can do both in games, and I think you can do that in Overworld. You can make those blocks of infantry, but it's then you have to have so much combat resolution that you can win one time against the dragon. And maybe you can run it down after, or maybe you have some other thing that can. And it's it's so much. It's such a hassle to play. Yeah, and it's just a shit unit that it can't hurt anyone.
Yeah,
you only make it for combat resolution. It's and that feels with Wars of Chaos. It feels. But then I think you will have those games where you meet another person. The problem with playing a try-hard list yourself is sometimes you meet now when I met the Beastman player. I would much rather have a real army myself too, and had a real game, because now it felt I won because I had those he couldn't escape my characters, but because they can So when I met like maybe a weaker army, my army was also like abusive almost, and there was like almost no counter to it. So like in that like situation, you would want to have like a thematic army, and I think that's the worst part about tournaments. That's like with Warhammer is always like there's always like thematic choices because almost everyone likes a game. They like the setting too.
Yeah.
So I hate to like ruin those few good games you could have because you're just like jaded. And we just made like bad lists, bad and kind of boring lists, just to be able to play, like for our own sake.
Well, yeah, but I sometimes I've been a casual for years now.
Yeah.
But I sometimes miss the day when I like went to tournaments in Age of Sigmar, and the purpose was to win it. And I don't know how I was to like as an opponent, but I had very fun with I want you to have 0 points. I'm going to make sure you get 0 points and I get the maximum amount of points. Probably not very fun for like as I am now to meet. But when I met other people that had the same mindset, it was like watching 2 chess players like having their most fun game. And that's a real, it's a special niche in a niche. But yeah. Yeah,
and I think there are games that, I mean, every game, when 2 opponents that think that way meets, I think every game can be good.
Yeah.
For that kind of, like, because then it's not a game about the setting or the theme, then it's like, the items are just like, oh, everyone's using... Then it's like you're in that mindset, but like everyone's using that item
because their charm.
Yeah, because it's the best and blah blah.
Yeah.
And I think some games like Middle Earth for me, the last edition was that game that I took maybe not the best thing but like the best thing I could figure out, and I played it and I won like in our very small group. Or play another small tournaments. I feel like I won very many games, and I still had fun. And in that game, you still like you can take like a thematic army. The thematic armies are like still the good armies, and like obviously it doesn't work in the setting because there's a lot of like random characters meeting on strange battlefields. But it's like your army can still be like Gil-galad and his elven Kingsguard. And yeah, maybe he's just fighting some orcs. Like if you don't put a name to your enemy, it's still thematic some way. I think like he doesn't know the names of every orc. To him, like Gil-galad could still be fighting orcs somewhere, even if the names are from the newer years. Or, But that's interesting because. That's a skirmish game that I think is very competitive, Middle Earth. But you don't play Middle Earth like that
no,
at all?
Not at all. I have my 4 ends, and they walk around, and my goal is to pick one up and hit other people with that guy, and it works every time. But ends is still like But it's a smaller game. There's smaller lists in Middle Earth. You're like almost stuck. Like a competitive end list is like. I would think that it's the same as your list, almost. Maybe you take some different allies or something. There's not so many ways you can do it.
Exactly, depending on the points.
Yeah, but like in computer games, people speedrun every game there is. Like you can always be competitive in a way in stuff not made for it, like Trench Crusade as well. And
I wonder how Trench Crusade would be. If you played it like Middle Earth, like you're focusing on if it still would feel like Trench Crusade, because I think like Warhammer, loses all the Warhammer games loses a bit of the theme when you're going crazy. Like why, like in 40k, why is every and Age of Sigmar, why is every named character in every list? I feel like
why is Gilliman on every table? You don't like that?
No, I don't like that.
Or why is tech list on every table?
Yeah, I liked it more when they were like overpriced.
Yeah.
And then it's like if someone really liked the character, they took it.
Yeah.
But now it's like if a character is that way, no one would take it and no one would buy it because I mean it's so bad.
Yeah, but like Sigvald, for example.
I think he's a lot less sold because of his rule than like Gilliman is in 4K. We don't play it Sigmar, so I don't know if there are good characters anymore.
I think like Lord Croak is one of those like in every Seraphon list or Lizardman. But yeah, I agree. It's not mega thematic, but they want to make money. That's like their own sole purpose now. Except for Old World, where they hate the customers in every way.
I think they are over. I think now we're talking only about Games Workshop, but like I think they have too many things to. The range as a figures for every game is too big.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Horus Heresy, they can't know everything is out of stock.
Yeah.
Everything is out of stock for every team of Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
And they've been for like years. So I think I don't know what they are. Maybe they're focusing on the things that they know will sell, and then try to like
stockpile.
Make a Night Haunter, a Conrad Curse every 2 years. They make like 10, and then they sell out, and then they make some Vulcans in 2 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And comment what your thoughts are about the miniature world we're in.
And if someone from the tournament today says it, I don't know why they would, but
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It was a really nice tournament, I think. And I actually got
a friend.
No, no friends. No, when they talked about like getting the what do you call it? When
best sportsmanship.
Yeah, best sportsmanship. I was like, none of us is ever gonna win that because you're like sitting like this from the half, like the second half of every game is like, okay, and like I challenge you, whatever, and I'm like getting angry and stuff. And like getting really into my own characters, and they know I'm not trying to win the game. I'm just trying to win some duel with the character, so I knew we didn't. But I think it was real. I got surprised. I thought people would be more win at all costs. I think, but I feel like everyone is still new to Old World.
Yeah.
Forever, it's still like an. What you call it, a learning experience for everyone.
Yeah, but it's over 2 years old now.
It's not. It's not 2. It's 1 year old.
It's more than 1 year old.
No, last spring was when we had the tournament. The first
March. Are you telling me it released March last year?
Yeah. No, it was like February, January.
You're right.
Yeah, so it's very new.
Okay.
Bye.